you guys, and welcome to another episode of the Ask Alex Show. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching me every single week. We have a special interview that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. And man, this brother has been in almost every TV show you probably have watched. He has been in some way, shape, or form, from shows like Rosewood, shows like Snowfall, shows like American Crime Story. I'm talking even shows as recent as SWAT, which is one of my favorite shows that he did. I think it was, I would believe it was last season. I have no other than Farley Jackson here on my YouTube channel. How are you doing today, Farley?
Oh man, wow. First of all, thank you for that intro, man. Keep going, man. You doing great, man. I was really feeling that intro, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you reaching out to me and even regarding me and what I do, man. I appreciate that, man. I listen to your show, Ask Alex, all the time, and I watch a lot of your other content stuff that the little short films that you make and stuff. I'm a fan of yours, man. I be rooting for you, man. So I really appreciate you, and it's an honor to be here, man.
Thank you, bro. I do appreciate the love, man. But I have to ask you, before we jump into the great things that you've been, I mean, a lot of my favorite shows that you've been in, I want to ask, like, how did you get started in acting? What made you say, this is what I want to do, this is the career I want to pursue?
Man, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. This whole show, man. Hopefully, don't get too dark. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
A major thing was number one, I grew up around. I grew up playing like little league baseball and basketball and football around child actors and the children's of celebrities. Like I grew up playing against Wesley Snipes' son. Who else? Denzel Washington's son, Shaka Khan's son, Michael Cooper's son. Yeah, he's the reason my knees are so bad right now. But I stopped him to 2 points. Nobody ever could stop him to 2 points in a basketball game except me. But I paid for it for the rest of my life with my knees. So shout out to him. Hopefully he's working a desk job now. No, but my friend, a good friend of mine when I was growing up, Garrett, he was in all the Mighty Duck franchises.
The movies or the cartoons?
In the movies.
Oh, okay.
Him and his brother, Garrett and his brother. I'm trying to remember his brother's name. His older brother tried to give me hell all the time. But him and his older brother was always in all those franchises. Plus, my buddy played Rufio in Hook. Remember that Peter Pan movie?
Yeah.
Rufio.
Yeah.
He was doing his thing then too. So, I mean, for as early on as I can remember in my life, I was always fascinated with what they did. I always wanted to do it. Plus, to be honest with you, man, I really hated my life growing up, and movies were my escape. Movies like The Never-Ending Story, The Goonies, different movies that pretty much took me out of my home situation. You know what I'm saying? And showed me there's different alternatives of life out there, and that I could be I kind of escaped to those worlds through television and movies, especially movies, but even television shows, but movies mainly. And like there were a lot of times where how with the Peter Pan movies and stuff, like I always felt like I can go into, for some reason when I was a child, in my closet there was this little shoe rack, this little metal shoe rack that was placed like inside the wall, right? So it looked like you can kind of pull it out, right? So I always thought, I always had dreams that I would always hide in my closet, and that would be my comfort spot. But also I would have dreams that I would go into that closet, remove that shoe rack, and I would jump through the shoe rack, and I'd just be all of a sudden flying in the Peter Pan world, you know what I'm saying? So in the Never Land, so
yeah.
that was my thing, man.
Oh yeah, man, it's funny you say that. As you were talking, I kept thinking about when I was a kid, like movies and TV has always been my escape, more so certain characters that I
Yeah.
could relate to growing up. Because I mean, for me personally, as you were talking, like I was into sports too, but I wasn't as good as everybody else. But like my forte was always the arts or something computer based, and also even acting. And as you were talking, I kept thinking about when I was a kid and I loved like something as like Power Rangers. I would think that
Yeah.
like there was something in my room where I could take off and jump into that world and help
Yeah.
the Power Rangers fight whatever they were fighting.
Fire.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's funny that you bring it up because I know that growing, dude, this business can be definitely challenging, and a lot of acting is also a lot of actings and also jobs are based upon relationships. But I wanted to ask you, in your career of acting, when you were starting out, how did you meet Choice and become part of the Breaking Through Acting group? Because I tell everyone that I've interviewed, I honestly thought y'all were like a family, and like Choice was like the big brother. And then I never forget it. The first time I saw you was Brotherly Love, and I
Right.
see you standing next to Choice, and I'm like, if he hits Farley, I don't know what's gonna happen in this movie, because you were just like the same height, it's kind of the same build, but
Yeah, I mean,
I saw
why you hit me, Ike?
exactly. Like when that was the first time I like saw you on screen, because I found out about Choice and when I was in college. But when I found out about Breaking Through Acting, I thought you guys were all brothers and sisters, like family, because
Yeah.
every time y'all were on social media or on something, you guys were always together. So how did you meet them, and how did that become a thing?
Well, yeah, we definitely are an extended family. All of us from all the generations of Breaking Through Actors. So as far as me and Choice, Choice is he's my best friend. He's my best friend before anything. He's my brother in Christ before anything, and my best friend. I met him when I was taking I was going to this acting workshop called Expressions Unlimited that was taught by Bobby Chance. Now, little did I know at the time that he was an alumni of that class. Every Thursday night we would do an industry night in Bobby Chance's class, where she would invite industry professionals and also alumnus from the class alumni from the class that were looking for talent for their upcoming projects, to showcase. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing a scene up there, and Choice really liked the scene. He liked the scene that I did so much that when I walked outside after I did my scene, and it was like just a typical Thursday night industry night for me. You know what I'm saying? Perform, do my thing. Then I would go outside, take a breather, and come back and watch the other performance. You know what I'm saying? And at this particular night, Choice ended up outside with me, and we got to speaking. Now this was also around the time that I had some years back, I had given my life to Christ. You know what I'm saying? I had, I was born in the Spirit, and I was starting my journey to get, basically get more intimate and closer to Christ and my walk in the faith.
Amen
So
to
I was
that.
looking
Yeah.
for I was looking for, I was listening to everything on YouTube that I could on, some spiritual teachings, and just trying to understand my walk, you know what I'm saying, and how to just be closer, how to have a closer relationship with the Lord, you know what I'm saying? And there was this radio, so I hope I'm not rambling too much about it.
Oh no, you good. This is your interview, man. I want to hear all of it. This
Okay,
is
cool,
me
cool. Because
documenting history. So
I'm
I
gonna give
can't
it to
wait.
you. I'm gonna give it to you, brother.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
give you the real. So, I was listening. I ended up finding this radio station called Grace to You Ministries, and the pastor on there was Pastor John MacArthur, and I just remembered his teachings on there were very biblical, because I would firmly believe in knowing the word of God for myself, and learn, and then being able to learn from other people who are teaching out of it, like, maybe reaffirming what I'm already reading and here, to see if I'm on the same page, what's going on here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I was like, man, I really want to find this because they never advertised where their church was. So I'm like, man, how do I find this church, man? I want to go to this church, So, I mean, I had been following that ministry for about 3 years, right? And then so this one night at Bobby Chance's workshop, I ended up outside after my performance. Choice was out there, and he was like, hey, yo, my man, I just wanted to tell you, Choice, yeah. Hey, yo, my man, I just wanted to tell you, man, yo, that was some good damn work out there. Good damn work, man. You keep that. That's raw, man. You keep what you got out there. I was like, okay, man, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I shook his hand. But, in the moment, no, matter of fact, no, it wasn't outside. On my way outside, he was like in the audience, and he was like, yeah, my man, good shit. Keep that, man. Keep that raw talent, man. Man, you did your thing. Keep doing that. Don't let that go. And I was like, okay, good look. I appreciate it. But I kind of, it was like a thing where, in passing, you know what I'm saying? Because you hear all kind of people say everything, and then it's just for the moment and you move on, right?
Right.
But later that night, when we were letting out, when the workshop was letting out, me and Choice actually had a talk outside, and he was talking to me about my performance. I'm still geeked up on my new walk, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, so me and him start talking about Christ, and we start talking about Christ. It's on, you know what I'm saying? Because he's just as avid about Christ as me. So, we get to talk, and I was like, he was like, yo, who you listen to? I was like, yeah, man, I'm actually listening to this radio station, Grace to You Ministries, man. This guy named Pastor John MacArthur, man. I'm trying my best to find out where this, where this church is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, and I was like, he got this book called Charismatic Chaos or something like that. I wanted to read it. I want to get there. And Choice goes, wait a minute. He goes, hey, come with me to come to me with my car. I want to show you something. So I go to his car. He pops the trunk. He pulls out a Pastor John MacArthur study Bible. I said, yo, that's the MacArthur study Bible. He's like, yeah, man, I got it from his church, Grace Community Church. I was like, you go to the church? So we just had to, man, he gave me that Bible, man. And so I was like, wait a minute, my guy. So, hey, from that moment on, we bonded. I mean, it was on from it, like I'll cut for that man. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. That's my brother. So, and he actually started taking me out to the church, like, because I wanted to find it, man. And so that's how our bond started. And as we were doing that, as we were kind of building that through our spiritual walk, he was like, he told me one day, man, I got this short film that I'm doing. And man, I really see you as the lead role. And at this time, I had just booked 2 national commercials, had me some money to work with, had me some, and so, and I'm young, gun-ho about doing stuff. He gives me the idea. I'm like, yo, it was a short film called Joshua, The Heart of a Warrior, about two MMA fighters. One injures the other one in an exhibition, and maliciously, and ends up having and his and his and they're best friends. He ends up injuring his best friend maliciously in the tournament, and his best friend gets reverted to the mind's capacity of like a 5-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So it's a story about redemption. How do I redeem? How do I forgive myself? How do I move on from that? How do I redeem myself from this situation in that? You know what I'm saying? So and so I was like, man, when you want to do it, like, what do we need to do? Like, yo, we just need like a budget of like, I would say like 8,000-10,000. So I was like, man, I just got 2 commercials. Let's make it happen. Well, it ended up being about 15,000. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow!
But you know, because it was our first run. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but it was a great experience. You know, and it was the beginning of me doing a executive producing a couple of shorts with him. That and then Brotherly Love, you know, stuff like that. So you know, great. It was mixed. It was mixed. It was awesome because of the experience. I mean, to be the lead of something, but also to carry the weight of an executive producer with the financial weight responsibility, make sure everybody on the cast eat, make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the middle of a heavy vulnerable scene, dropping tears, and I got one of the assistant producers coming in. Hey, we need the credit card because we got to get the, you know, the pizza for all the. Yeah, I was like, and I'd be like, yeah, go and take it. Just make sure you bring back my receipt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, being able to that showed me how to be able to act or perform under pressure and make it no pressure. But even more so when we started when he decided to do, you know, a workshop, because I would work with Choice would work with me on audition materials and just other materials, just one-on-one. We would just, you know, do that. And then I believe he did an interview with Daphne McGarry Clark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she at some point, her and Choice met, and she put the seed in his mind to open a class up and do this, since he was already, you know, I mean, he didn't prepare all kind of people for like you know, a man that played Ghost on Power, you know, he prepared him. You know, I'm not gonna speak any names, but decent guy that, you know what I'm saying, back prepared him. He prepared him, and you know, me and Choice knew him mutually, but I didn't know he knew him until later, you know what I'm saying? But he had prepared him to actually work at the level he's working at now, you know what I'm saying? So just a lot of cats like him, and what do you call I can't think of the name right now. The names are slipping. It'll come back to me. But anyhow, this was put in his mind by Daphne. He hit the ground running. We started with about 3 to 5 actors. It was actually, when we first started, we started the workshop at this place called Air Films. It was a little small sound stage in the Valley, and I remember that this old like older, like, I don't know, Albanian lady. I don't know. She was something like that. She had that, you know, that Albanian type of, you know,
accent.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And her son, who was like a little martial artist at the time, which me and Choice was always cool with him, because me and Choice are also have been, you know, we're professional self-tacticians of many years. Choice is actually my Sifu. You know what I'm saying? I learned under him for the system that I'm under now, which is Bojuka. And I've been learning from him in that system for over maybe 13, 14, almost 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So, but it started off with me, Daphne, and Sheldon Smith, who was in Brotherly Love,
Yeah,
and with in another film that we did called Keep the Faith. You know what I'm saying? That's still in post production, but that's coming soon as well.
Yeah, that's been in post production for quite a while.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. Hey, it be like that sometimes. It be like that sometimes, bro. But it's gonna come. It's coming, and it's gonna come. It's gonna drop exactly when it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything happens when it's supposed to, man. You know.
Yeah.
We have our own. We have our own. You know, understanding or you know, we have our own desires of when things should happen.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that's when it's supposed to happen. So
exactly. Yeah.
And that's the fight, man. That is the fight, and the ongoing lesson in this is being able to be impatiently patient.
Yeah. And it's funny you bring that because there are certain actors that I've come across who know Choice because of his teachings and coachings, and you just never know. And then when you look at even the students who've learned under them, they've been on Power, Empire, SWAT, Rose. I mean, they've been on so many shows that you don't even like. Even if you go back into the 90s, there was this, I forget the actor's name, but he was a main character in the Jamie Foxx show. He was the guy that they always make fun of. I forget.
The one that plays Braxton.
Right? Yes. Him and Choice are like really cool.
He's a good dude, man. He's very talented too. That dude is super cool, dude. But he's super talented. I wish they would just look past the Braxton stuff, because the reason why they can't look past it is because he was so good at it. You know what I'm saying? But he's also done he's done some grimy films, like Grimy Rose, man. Like where he's believable. Like it's sad like that some people just get painted into this one thing. But you know, Choice kind of prepared me for that, and prepares us for that by letting us know, look, you know, when you do one or two roles like this, then move on to another role. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Move on to a different role. Like you know, get in and do the grimy thug role. Bomb. Do like one or two of the bomb, maybe even the third one, and then boom, switch it up to the romantic interest. Do a romantic interest. Do a comedy. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Do something dark. You know what I'm saying? You know, wherever you're comfortable with, just keep flipping and changing it so that you don't get painted in as one thing. But in the beginning, it's just about getting to work. You don't. You know, typecast me in the beginning. Typecast me.
Exactly. Like I noticed that because a lot of actors who I've interviewed and had on the show, they say the same thing. Like it's about getting work. When you in LA and you got rent to pay, the last thing you're worried about is what, you know, the role I'm not getting. I'm getting the role that I'm booking. And speaking of that, I wanted to ask you, man, because you know we talked about Brotherly Love and you've done some other things with Choice, which we'll definitely get into. But I wanted to ask you, I love the show Rosewood. I remember when it first came out. Love the show. Morris Chestnut, probably one of my favorite actors. He was actually the guy I was campaigning to be Black Panther before Chadwick. I will say this, man, that scene you have with him in that show. And I'm like, and mind you, both of y'all are huge. Like y'all are huge. And I'm like, that scene where he brings you forward. Okay, how far, I mean, what was it like working on that show and working with him? But like, how far does this method acting go? Because when you're a viewer watching, obviously you kind of remove reality. So you kind of think that, okay, whatever the actors are doing in that moment is very real to an extent. So what was it like playing upon him? Because it was like, dude, you were matching him on every line. And also the woman you were basically downplaying, essentially, you were matching her as well. So what was it like being on that show and working with Morris?
Man, I got a really interesting story about that day in particular. But I'll explain the performance first, and then I'll go into that story. But
Okay.
that dude's a stand-up dude, man. You know, everybody's got their, you know, their things, but he's a stand-up guy, man. He was a stand-up guy that day for sure. But so in that particular scene, the you know, the guy that Ron Howard actually directed that actual episode.
Yeah.
And they were having so much trouble with writing the scene out between us and making it what they, you know, they had their idea of what it should look like, but it just wasn't matching up to what the scene should be. They kept sending all these different pink rewrites, and I was like, look, I went up to Ron and I said, hey Ron. First I spoke to Morris, and I said, hey, I know what they're looking for in the scene. I know what they want to do, but I think they're hesitant to go there because they don't want to tell two black men how to act. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't know how we're really supposed to be in this scene. I said, let's go to him and let's tell him we're gonna work this scene out. You know what I'm saying? But I told, you know, Morris first, because I'm like, yo, you the man on this show. I'm not going myself. Let's tell him I need your stamp of approval here.
Yeah, because wasn't he I know he's the lead, but wasn't he also a producer on the show as well?
I believe he was the exec producer on the show too, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, but I believe so. So we told him we're gonna make sure this scene comes out the way it is. So what I did was I told Morris, I said, you know, that grab and everything that wasn't in there. I just told him, hey, listen, because of my physicality and who I'm supposed to be in this scene and the energy I'm gonna give you the energy it takes to where you're gonna want to rough me up. Like, who's this? You know what I'm saying? I'm the authority here, right? So I said, I'm gonna give you such a stank, just bad energy, such an arrogant, you know what I'm saying, that it's gonna warrant and justify you grabbing me up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give it all and I'm gonna give her that energy too. I'm gonna make it to where you're gonna want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give you a little resistance because I want your character, your role in this scene. I want you to look the best, you know what I'm saying? And the only way you're gonna look the super best against somebody that's gonna be physically just as big as you, there's gotta be resistance to the point to where he has to break my will. You see what I'm saying? And so and you gotta do it in a way like how he would do it. He would, grab him and whisper, hey man, I'll mess you up, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And be like, boy, is that supposed to scare me? Nah, I ain't supposed to scare you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you leaving out of here on your back. keep it up. You know what I'm saying? And in cuffs, So I wanted him to give me that, you know what I'm saying? So I discussed that with him because I wanted him to know that I'm comfortable with him roughing me up. I'm comfortable with him, with this struggle. And I wanted him to know that, hey, I'm gonna give you some resistance, but just know, I'm not gonna hurt you. I know you're not gonna hurt me, but we're gonna make this damn good.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so he was totally on board, which is awesome because he's the head of the show. So some people will be egoed out like, nah, man, I ain't doing like this. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. Do it, you just, the scene ain't gonna be as good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was totally on board with it. We Jana was the lady in it. You know?
Yeah.
So, and another thing was when she hits the was that the little punching bag, the little speed bag when she hits it. At first, the was it the director, whoever was like one of the PAs or somebody was asking if I could actually let her hit me with the thing. I'm like, man, are you crazy? No. Nah, man, like I'm in my mind, and it happens a lot on set where, oh, the fight choreography. And I was like, yo, man, in my mind, I'm just like, how y'all got this job and you don't understand how to sell this with camera angles and action? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man, she ain't hitting me with no speed bag. This is my money maker. You crazy? You know what I'm saying? So I said, no, let me show you how this is gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what I say, she's gonna say what she say. And like, here's my face, here's the bag. You see that? It's not close at all, right? But the way they took I told them take the shot over her shoulder so that when she hits the bag, all it has to do is come across my face and you know what I'm saying? I respond to it. You know what I'm saying? There we go. No, I ain't got to get hit with the bag. She looks great. We look great, and we move on. You know what I'm saying? No hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's no way I'm not letting. So actors, when y'all on set and you got a fight choreographer telling you to take a real hit, tell them nah, they gonna have to work that out. They gonna have to make their money and make it work without hitting you. You know what I'm saying? No.
Yo, we're gonna jump more into this real quick. Let me send you one more invite. Before we guys, we're gonna play our sponsors real quick, and then we're gonna jump right back into the interview. I want to take this moment and thank our sponsors, Blurred Creations. Blurred Creations is an independent Black-owned anime apparel company that produces high quality apparel on their website. If you go to Blurred Creations, you get things from shirts to accessories to all different types of apparel of your favorite anime characters. And guess what, guys? We're running a special on this particular website. If you type in the promo code Momentum, you get 15% off each purchase of any item on the website. So if you are a supporter of mine and you want to support this independent Black company, go to their website at Blurred Creations, type in the word Momentum, and you get 15% off each purchase on their website. I want to thank you guys again for supporting our sponsors, and also, guys, be a sponsor and a subscriber of our YouTube channel, Momentum Media. Thank you. Yeah, support our sponsors, Blurred Creations. Now we're back here with Farley Jackson. We were talking about Rosewood. You said you had an interesting story about how that scene played about as you were describing the scene. So I want you to jump into that scene, because again, like, watching it when I was preparing for this interview and I rewatched that scene, I was like, if I'm standing for Morris Chestnut, regardless of how big I am, I am not challenging him regardless if it's fake or real. I don't know, like, but I mean, I seen this dude in Boys in the Hood, you know what I mean? So, but what was that story you had? That interesting story you had leading up to that scene?
Are you talking about when I was talking about the speed bag or something else?
After the speed bag.
So yeah, so the actual interesting story was didn't even have to do with any of the filming on set. It was the shenanigans that happened on set. So me, Morris, and Jana, we were all, that made me feel so comfortable, man. We sitting down just chatting. Like I said, this is the first time that I'm sitting on set with them on this. Like me and Morris. Me and Morris met before years ago on a short film that I did of his that he made his directorial debut on. But it was just what we weren't as acquainted. It was just a couple pleasantries and did my work, kept it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I took a picture or two with him and that was it. This time around, man, we chatting it up. It was good conversation with me, him, and Jana, and we were about to shoot the scene. Now we were shooting on 108th and Broadway at the boxing gym, 108th and Broadway boxing gym. It's no longer there anymore because the owner had passed away, and it's something else now. But actually, I think a rapper owns it now. It's a boxing gym that a rapper owns now. But that dude, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now, man. Little light-skinned dude from LA, got the curl. He got the curly hair, look like Eazy-E, but he's not Eazy-E. I'm trying to remember his name. It'll come back to me, but he owns it now. And it'll come back to me. Why I can't think of it now. But so this, I actually used to box out of that boxing gym when I was actually boxing back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it'd be all kind of different personalities that's in and out. But I tell you what, man, as fighters, everybody that's in the fighting game, most people that's in the fighting game, you know, got sketchy backgrounds. They're sketchy people. You know what I'm saying? You're not just gonna be in that game, you know, giving and taking blows like it's like another day in the office without having some dark stuff that you had to go through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you're dealing with, and matter of fact, they were using some of the boxers that box out of there as the extras there. So when we were about to shoot, I had a little bag that I brought with me, and it was like one of those little pet bags, you know what I'm saying, that they sell on Amazon, little
yeah, like the fanny pack bags or something like that.
Yeah, it's like, but it goes on your chest and stuff.
Yeah.
I call it the military bag. I ain't calling it. But it's like this little military looking bag, you know, that goes right on your pec.
Yeah.
And I had my keys and my wallet and everything in there. And what I did was, when I got there, I kind of went behind one of these little lockers and shoved it under something just to hide it. Cause like I said, we're not on the TV set. We're on location. We in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I don't trust them.
I feel you, bro.
I trust that people will do wrong when you give them the opportunity. So
right.
You know what I'm saying? So we were gonna start shooting. I went to get something out of my bag. The bag's not there. I'm like, I walked away and came back just to make sure. Maybe I'm tripping. Like maybe I need a factory reset. Let me walk back and come back over here. It's not there. So I'm hot. I'm hot as fish grease now. So I'm like, I'm not in the place to be shooting right now because all my stuff, my car keys and everything's in there. And I'm like, you know when you're really upset and your nose is burning, your eyes is watering, you see red, and you looking at everybody like you're like, I'm about to start pressing everybody
in this place.
Right. Y'all about to see me. You know, you're not gonna see the public figure. You're gonna see me in a minute. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm pressing everybody about this, please. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
But I was like, okay, let me calm down. Let me think about this. Let me go to one of the PAs. Let me tell them what happened. Let me let them take care of it. You know what I'm saying? So I told the PA. I could tell by the look in the PA's face, he was way out of his league. He didn't know what to do. He wasn't gonna do nothing, and I just knew it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, he ain't gonna look for that bag, man. I mean, you know, he's this little fragile PA. He ain't gonna question nobody about these bags. So about that bag. So I'm like, man, what do I do? And we're about to shoot, and Morris. He's so much of an empath, you know, when he comes and hey, you good for it? Like, you know, because we about to shoot and he could tell something was wrong. And I was like, nah, man, I'm not good, man. Somebody stole my bag in here, man. And he was like, what? That I saw the hood come out at Morris. He said, what? They what? He said, hold up. Hey, listen up. Somebody stole this man's bag. That bag better be where it was with everything in it in 5 minutes, or we ain't shoot nothing. Period. Man, I tell you, I swear for God, by 5 minutes, it was right back where it was. So, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I looked in there, nothing else, everything was in there. Nothing was touched. And so, you know, that's when I knew he was a stand-up dude. I was like, wow, man. I was just like looking at him like, man, you know, wow, that's big bro right there, man. Wow. You saved a lot of people from getting knuckles on them, baby. you saved my public image, man. I wasn't leaving out of here with my stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's
so I'm like, man, I thanked him for that. And then, you know, that just made the scene even better because we both had the adrenaline up anyway. So, and the guy Ron Howard that was directing it, man, he was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Because this he wasn't going, he couldn't get it, the writers couldn't really pull out what they really wanted or
right.
or divulge how they wanted it. I don't know if they were uncomfortable doing it, but this is the business. They're not uncomfortable. They just didn't know how to get that out.
Right.
So, but we did that, man. Ron Howard's eyes, wow! Like I swear, that's the first time he's seen some real acting. I have a lot of moments like that, man. Hey, I got it. Oh man, I got another one for you like that. Dealing with my boy. Ken. Ken L from Moesha.
Yeah. You
That's my boy. That's my boy. But I shook him up one day when we was working for him.
You work with Hakeem?
Ken L. Hey Mo, I'm gonna do what he do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The rap, he raps too.
Yeah.
I think he's from the Inland Empire, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Ken L. That's my boy. He's a good dude. But yeah, I was filming with him one day, and it was for this trailer for this movie that a buddy of mine was doing, and he asked me if I would play one of the roles on there. And it was a movie based lightly on his life. You know what I'm saying? And it was supposed to be like Fast and Furious meets the one Ice Cube did?
Triple X?
Yeah. It's supposed to be Fast and Furious meets Triple X.
It's kind of like that now.
And Power, before Power was even a thing, but I see elements of Power in there, right?
Right.
Ken would play the guy that would be and let me see. It would be Fast and Furious or Triple X meets Menace to Society. That's what would it be.
Oh, okay.
So they were shooting a trailer to get the funding for it. You know what I'm saying? And it was all of the Black Hollywood at that, man. It was me, Kennell, Anthony Montgomery. There's a lot of people on it. Erica
Alexandra?
Huh?
Erica Alexandra?
No, Erica from Love and Basketball, Erica Ringor.
Okay.
We was all on there. You know what I'm saying? And so his Kennell's character would have been like I said back then, it would have been like more of the Kane dude. And mine would have been more the old dog dude. He's more the thinker. I'm more the loose cannon. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so in this scene, we're in a warehouse where we kind of this is our little our hideout area, our meet. This is where this was headquarters. And so in this scene, in the scene before this, one of our guys got killed, right? When I think by either some rival gang member or he got killed by some other. He got killed when we were in the middle of doing a car heist, right? That's pretty much what we was doing in it. So, so we're at the headquarters in this warehouse. You got it's the dark area with the like spotlight right here where he's sitting in his chair thinking, he's in deep thought and thinking like kind of what kind of how we should move forward tactically. And I'm like, nah, man, he killed you. Yo, he killed our boy, man. That was your cousin. Nah, we gotta go. We gotta go in. We gotta go in now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so it was that thing where I'm pressuring him. You know what I'm saying? And so but the director, and the funny thing is like the whole time before this scene, me and Ken, and we're all just kicking it, just shooting the breeze. Everything's fun, laughing, cracking jokes on each other. Me, him, Anthony, Erica, we all just doing, what we do. So they never really seen me go dramatic hard, you know what I'm saying? And Ken's never done dramatic hard, you know what I'm saying? He was always in the comedic stuff. So when the director came to me, my boy who was shooting, he was like, "So, hey man, listen, in this scene, I want you like Ken's character is gonna be in this place where he's like torn between, he's got internal conflict on what he should do. He's trying to think of a logical way to deal with this, and you just like, nah, man, you're gonna put pressure in. I want you to pressure him. Can you pressure him? Can you make him sweat? I was like, I can, dog. Ken doesn't know that he told me that he wanted me to shake Ken up because, again, he just he knows that Ken was only doing, more so comedic stuff. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, I need this to get gritty. I need him to not know what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah. So I said I can do that. So now everybody else is in the hallway, like, because we're in the building, you know what I'm saying? So they're in the hallway hanging out while we doing this scene. So, but the walls are thin, so you can hear what's going on in here.
Right.
So I'm going in. So he's like, saying, he's saying, hey man, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, what you mean you don't know what to do? He killed your cousin, man. He killed my boy. Are you crazy? We going out there and we taking heads off. Like, no, we can't do that, man. I'm like, no, ain't no chill. We gonna do this. If you want to step up and do it, or you want me to do it? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like in his face. He don't know if I'm gonna grab him, slap him, pick him up. He don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do any of that, but I wanted him to feel like uncomfortable. So he's looking at me while I'm doing this, like it's like he almost kind of said, I heard kind of under his breath, he's like, yo, Farley, we good? Yeah. And I'm like, no, we ain't good.
He almost broke character, like, what are you doing?
I'm just pressing him the whole time, you know what I'm saying? And it's quiet out there because they listening now, you know?
Yeah.
And when we cut, Kim's like, yeah, you cool, Farley? I'm like, yeah, man, you good? Yeah, man, that was good work. And so, the director called me just like, hey, man, that was awesome. Hey, can you do it again? Can you even give him more? I was like, yeah. And Ken doesn't know he being set up by the director the whole time. So I give it to him even more the next time, and he's just like sweating profusely, eyes watering, like, like he's like, what is going on? Like he doesn't know if I'm being serious or not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm just like, that's what the director wanted me to get out of it. So after we done the second take, he goes, all right, that's a cut, man. We're gonna go to lunch now. So so the director slapped it up with me. I pat Ken on the back and I start walking out. And I remember he started getting up like all shaky and stuff, like what the fuck just happened? You know what I'm saying? And we walk out the door and everybody's out there like, damn, that was good work, man. Man, that was working. And Kim comes out right behind me. He's like, he goes, damn, hey, damn, Farley was a little intense in there, man. Good? Like, I had to put this. I was like, no, man, I was just giving him what the director asked, man. You know I love you, man. Shoot.
That. Oh, go ahead.
That real, baby.
Yeah. I mean, as an actor, it's all or nothing. Like, this is our reality. From this one, no cameras turn on. This is our reality. So I get it. It's funny.
0 to 100. Bang.
It's funny that you say that because you were recently, like last year, in SWAT. You got to do a scene with Shamar Moore and his partner who plays Deacon.
Yeah.
And I remember, I never forget where I was. I was sitting in my apartment. I just got my apartment, and I was watching it on my laptop. And I remember when they first put your mugshot on the scene, I was like, oh, what is this gonna be? Because I remember before the episode came out, you had shared a photo with you and with Hondo and Deep. And like, so I knew an episode was coming out. I was just hoping that they were gonna use it. So that chase scene where you're running, I immediately can tell there's somebody else running. I mean, you were running, you started off running, but
Yeah.
when Shamar Moore hits you, but I could tell it was a stunt double because the stunt double was slightly bigger than you,
His belly
and
was out.
the way he landed, I was like, yo, either okay, because at first I was like, yo, that's a stunt double. But if it was for Farley, I wanted to ask him, what was it like, one, working with Shamar Moore, working on the set of SWAT, but also getting pounded by him if that was you. But I think later on when the episode aired, you showed the photo of you and your stuntman who took the blow for you. So I was just like, so what was it like being on SWAT, having dialogue with them and playing. By the way, that was one of my favorite episodes that you were in for that season.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, man.
but what was like being on that show?
It was one of my favorite experiences, man. You know, next to The Good Doctor, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Yeah. So I got good question for that one.
We'll cover that. Yeah. SWAT was, I was made to feel really at home when I got there. You know, Shamar Moore is the executive producer of that show. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I got on there, he said, "Welcome to the SWAT family." I was like, man, you don't say that, man. You're gonna make me feel like I'm gonna be here every week, man. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But yeah, we had some great, me, him, and Jay Harrington.
Yeah,
we had some great conversations in between sets. It was really, that was the first. I think that was the first time I actually got to do an action sequence in a television show like that, where I'm throwing over stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, so like, you know, that was cool. I'm like, wait, I get to trash this and nobody's mad? Man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know, so I was playing that out to the fullest. You know, that's like that's one of them dream sequences. You know, you want to do stuff like that. You know, where you're running from the police officer, throwing stuff down in their way, and you know that was dope, man. I was like, every time we did it, I think I did it better and better, just because I was like, yo, it's just having fun. I remember one time when I was when I'm on the ground, and you know, I didn't get body checked by him. That was the stunt double.
Right.
I just got to lay. See, I'm at the point in my career, I didn't put in the work to where I can just lay down and do the shot afterwards.
Right,
you know? I used to do my own stunts like that, but not no more, baby. Right. You know, they got to protect the talent, baby. I'm a guest star now, you know.
I feel that.
Can't be hitting my body like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and that's another thing. Shamar did that. They had him do a couple of takes of that, and they wanted him to see if he do one more. And you know, Shamar's really running down there, bam, checking, right? Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah, hey guys, one more, and this it, because his knees was bothering him, like, you know, so he was really trucking it, you know. It's like, yeah, man, this it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's one other thing, you know, as an actor, you have to learn how to speak up for yourself, and you know, if you're, you know, if the wear and tear, if you feel uncomfortable about something, you know, you feel like something's not safe, you got to learn to speak up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I know an actress in particular that was that I used to train. Actually, I used to train her in fitness. She was doing a short. She was on Stargate, you know, the TV show Stargate.
Yeah.
With blonde chick.
Yeah.
She sweet lady. But she does all the action stuff, you know. And there in this short film they were doing, she had a scene where she's doing combat with this dude on there, and the dude's really beating her ass. You know what I'm saying? Like really hitting, and you know, she was injured from that, bro. Like, and I'm like, how is that possible? Right. That they were letting that go down on set? Who was coordinating the fight choreography, and why would they do? You know what I'm saying? But again, if you're not comfortable with what's going on set, you got to speak up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, like with that speed bag thing, nobody's hitting me with the speed bag. We do it like this. And working with Choice showed me how to, I learned how to use camera angles to cheat strikes and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? For the camera. So, thank God that I did learn that from Choice, But either way, even if I didn't know, I'm like, no, nobody's hitting me. Y'all gonna have to work that out. You know what I'm saying? Period. Because if I get hit, someone else is getting hit. And trust me, you don't want me hitting you.
Now, there's stuff that you mentioned earlier, The Good Doctor, is something that was another appearance I saw you on. Now, that wasn't a show that I wasn't really that I didn't really watch, but I saw you share that you were on an episode, so I went to go see the episode, and you were playing a football player, I believe, who had breast cancer.
No, it was an up and coming MMA. No, I was an MMA champion.
That's right. That's right. And they were telling you had cancer, but you were basically saying, like, I know my body, I can fight through this. And you didn't want to do the procedures that they were recommending. First of all, I want to know, like, how did you get on that set? What was like being on that set? And what was it like switching it up where in this role, like, like you were talking about being uncomfortable, like you're literally in like a hospital gown. There are parts where you're showing your torso in that area. And they actually, the makeup is so good on your chest, it actually looks like a bruise.
Like it was really
yeah. So what was it like being on the show, and how did you prepare yourself for a role like that?
Okay. Well, first of all, I mean, I booked it by an audition, a self-tape audition. The audition was way more better than the performance on there. They dialed my performance down on it, but the way the audition went, they put everything kind of into 3 scenes. Like it was 6 scenes, but they condensed it into like about 2-3 scenes. Or into 1 scene. I think it was like 1 big scene, so that so they could see the wide range, the wide range of emotions, to see the spectrum of emotions, see if I could do that. You know what I'm saying? So in the actual audition, it was, you saw the 6 scenes on there, right?
Yeah.
How they progressed. Well, it was a lot more that you put all that progression in 1 scene or 2 scenes. 2 scenes, and it was a lot more. There was a lot more vulnerability. Like I'm tearing up by the end of it. Like when he says, like when I say on there on the show, what about other options? What about chemo? You know what I'm saying? That's how I say it on there. But the way it flowed on the audition was, he was at the point of tears. Like, what about other options? What about chemo? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had that character crying by that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why they booked me, because they were like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? I always say go over and see, do more, and they can always dial it back. But if they can't see you can do more, I always just make sure they know I can do more. And if you want me to dial it back, I can dial it back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, of course, within the context of what's going on. So I booked it. I don't read the full script ever. I never read the full script because it's too much. It's like, because I got I didn't have 4 other auditions that day. That week, 4 or 5 other auditions that week. And then before I get on set, I've had all these other auditions. So I'm not reading that script. You know what I'm saying? When I get on set, because everything I need to know is in the scene. If there's something that I need to know that hints that I need to know something a little bit, but in the scene before, I'll go through the script. Okay, right here, boom. But so here's the funny thing. When I got to Canada, and we actually do a table read, but it was via Zoom because everything was pandemicked out, you know.
Right.
It's the first time I'm hearing the script, so everybody's reading when they're reading. I'm sitting here like, listen to this shit. It's hilarious, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's a comedy, and so I'm cracking up, like busting up. So I know I'm like, oh yeah, they can tell I'm just fucking hearing it, but my laughter is making them laugh. So everybody's having a fun time, like you know, the lines are going. I'm cracking up because I've never heard this before. I'm like, yo, that's hella funny, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I know I'm telling on myself, but at that point, it's like whatever. I'm here now, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And but as far as on set, man, it was awesome. That was my favorite experience on set. The first favorite experience, my first original favorite experience is when I did Cold Case, because it was the first TV show I ever booked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the guy that was executive producing it told me that because I said, thank you for bringing me on, man. And he said, well, I enjoy working with good actors. I said, y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So that gassed me up, you know what I'm saying? Made me work harder and harder. But this one, man, everybody was cool. Actually, the lady that plays Fiona on there, I was familiar with her work when she was on this British TV show, this comedy called Wilbur. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah,
Wilbur, Elijah Wood was in there.
Yeah.
And Elijah Wood, I knew about that because I used to train him in fitness. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so Elijah Wood was in there. And I used to remember, I was like, man, she's fine. Like I was like, that's a fine woman right there. So when I seen her on set there, I'm like, yo, we working together? Oh, I'm about to clown, like, you know what I'm saying? And then Will Yoon Lee, who was on or Will Lee Yoon, I can't remember it, but so sorry if I'm butchering your name, buddy, but he was also awesome, that plays Dr. Park on there.
Yeah.
It was just amazing experience. They made me feel welcome. And you know, I always make it a thing of when I go on set, I'm going in there. I'm not just thankful to be at the table. I'm there because I belong with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going in like I've been working with y'all the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So they made it. Sometimes you go on these productions and people aren't as inviting. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
you know, they feel like they feel threatened or something. But I still have to have I still got to have that about me where, nah, man, I ain't just happy to be at the table. I belong here. So I'm coming in, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm coming in like Kobe came into the Lakers, like, yo, I'm here now. Hey, give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? Run me that ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, y'all ain't gonna sun me. I'm coming on here. I'm gonna make y'all work. You know what I'm saying? Everybody working on it, and I sure did. I made everybody work. Like, but they had to dial my stuff back because they was like, okay, let's make it balanced and stuff, you know, because I was doing the performance like the audition was. They was like, but the director had a different what do you call it? A different view, not view, a different vision. You know what I'm saying? And I trusted him with the vision. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because as an artist, you can very well easily overdo the scenes because you're trying to just show off your skill. It becomes about you showing off your ability rather than what the scene is about. So, you know, I just took it as, okay, let me check myself. Let me go ahead and, you know, because I'm a racehorse, man. I get in there, I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no nerves, like this anxious. I'm ready to go. Like, I'm ready to go. This is what I've been training for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, I took his where I won the director over was, he was like, man, this dude takes really good direction. Like, You know, I didn't just come in there married to how I thought it was supposed to be. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you learn that through your experience, but choices class, man, really just prepared me for all that. The business, that's the business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, that director ended up saying that, you know, hey man, any other projects I'm on, man, you know, I'm definitely gonna be dropping your name. So, and I usually get that every time I work somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's always a tribute to my training
Mm-hmm.
and to choices. You know, I'm always gonna give Choice
Mm-hmm.
the due props that he has played in my life, man. He believed in me more than my family, you know, more than anyone. You know, he is my family, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate it when you have people in your life that you appreciate and they appreciate you. And these ain't, you know, we don't even have, it's not a blood relationship, which makes it even deeper because these people don't have no obligation to me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
don't have no obligation to me. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not entitled to their presence in my life. I'm not entitled to the lessons I've learned from them. I'm not entitled to the information they give me, to the love, how they embrace me. So to me, I know how to appreciate people. And he showed me how to be even more appreciated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speaking of Choice, because I'm gonna send you another invite because we're gonna continue this conversation.
Uh-huh.
You don't have anywhere to go, do you?
Man, I'm here with you. Hey, we
Okay.
doing it.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I'm gonna send you another invite in just a moment. But I wanted to say, like, when I found out about Choice, there was some, when you're as an artist, you can tell when someone has it. All right. And
Yeah,
also as a Christian, you can honestly tell, like, when God's hands on somebody's life.
yeah.
And I immediately saw that when I saw, like, a video of him circulating of him teaching in his class. And then when
Mm-hmm.
I met him, like, well, it's funny. Me and him have never been in the same room, but we've had conversations through Zoom and online. He was one of my first, I think he was the first actor I got to interview on my
Mm-hmm.
show. And
Right,
when I can honestly say there aren't too many people in the world that God makes like him,
right,
because that man, like, even outside of acting, like, I live all the way in Florida. That man, he checks on me, I check on him. You know,
mm-hmm.
we constantly see how each other is doing. I've never been in that when he was in LA, I was never in LA at that time. And then I think now he's in some parts of Georgia. And I told him, I said, you know, whenever I'm in the city, I would love to meet you and chill with you, hang out with you, because that brother has helped so many people.
Right,
And he has such a good soul. And it's like, I often say about him, and not only you guys, because I made a tribute to you guys for Black History. A lot of you guys are creating Black history, and I feel as though y'all are not getting the same recognition as some of our other Black artists and people out there. And not to say
right,
that, you know, those people are not doing great things, but you guys take it to a whole nother level that I haven't seen, and you make yourselves accessible. And a lot of that comes from, you know, obviously your backgrounds, but also the teachings and Choice. And again, the one thing I love about Choice, he's so humble, because I know who he's worked with in the past.
right,
And there are people that, like, people don't realize, like, there are people who've gotten Emmys and gotten nominated for stuff that
right,
Choices work with that people don't even realize. And
right,
it's just
right.
like, this brother is so humble. He deserves his flowers. So when 2020 hit and he lost his, you know, he lost his class because of the pandemic, I felt so bad, because I was just like, he now has to go rebuild his life in another direction. And
Mm-hmm.
but I see God working in him. You guys are still close as much. And you know, it's funny that you bring up Choice and how he is as a person, because again, I've never been in the same room as him,
Right,
but he's inspired me in so many ways, creatively, spiritually, even as a man, where I'm like, yo, that's like the brother I've never had that I've always wanted. So I just
right.
I want to that's a connection I know that I share with you guys with the Breaking Acting crew. But real quick, I'm going to send
You
you.
are our brother. You are our brother. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Hey, Mekhi Phifer, that was who the other guy that Choice would get prepared for stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
He's
we used
definitely
to
a
go to
dope actor.
boxing. We used to go to boxing events at his house and stuff. You know, it was all cool. Like that was, when the everything was cool, man. We all hung out and you know what I'm saying, everybody, this whole everything's changing, but you got to adapt. You know what I'm saying? But definitely. I told you I remember. I just brought it up just because I was like, I got to remember this, man.
Yeah, but I'm glad it came through. Now I'm gonna send you another invite because there are 3 more questions I have to ask you. Real quick, guys, take another look at this break. Another sponsor of ours. I want to take this moment and thank our sponsors, Blurred Creations. Blurred Creations is an independent Black-owned anime apparel company that produces high quality apparel on their website. If you go to Blurred Creations, you get things from shirts to accessories to all different types of apparel of your favorite anime characters. And guess what, guys? We're running a special on this particular website. If you type in the promo code MOMENTUM, you get 15% off each purchase of any item on the website. So if you are a supporter of mine and you want to support this independent Black company, go to their website at Blurred Creations, type in the word momentum, and you get 15% off each purchase on their website. I want to thank you guys again for supporting our sponsors, and also, guys, be a sponsor and a subscriber of our YouTube channel, Momentum Media. Okay, and we are definitely back again. Continue to support us at Blurred Creations, where they have the dopest apparel that you can find. A lot of Blurred apparel as well. We are back with Mr. Farley Jackson, and I was looking through your IMDb preparing for this interview, and there was one project that I did not know you were in until I saw it. Now, let me give you some background. I think it was either 2020 or 2021. I got to interview the voice actor Yuri Lowenthal, who voices the voice actor of Spider-Man in the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
You actually lended your voice in the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, the sequel to that game. So
yeah.
I have both games. Anyone who knows me, Spider-Man fan, I have a photo of Miles right here.
Right.
And again, I got to interview the guy who voices Spider-Man. What was it like doing? Now I want to know, what is the difference? Well, my first question, what was it like lending your voice to that game? But what was the difference between doing voice acting for a video game versus voice acting for a TV show, or even just in-camera acting? Because I know when you're lending your voice to a game, it's a whole lot different than, I would say, animation and also on-camera acting. And also, did you ever get to meet the main characters of the actual game? So
nah. We all get scheduled. We all got different time slots where we get scheduled for. So we would never really run into each other like that. I don't know if the main people work together, but I would just, I was doing a lot of the just like the villains and some of the heroes, and a lot of the city people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the atmospheric stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so I just did multiple different characters. Like a lot of them voices on there is my voices. Like a lot of the
That's crazy, bro. Cause I was just playing this game. I was like, yo, I did not know you were on there, man.
And it's ongoing. Like I've been doing voiceovers for the same project now, because they got a big project coming out too. And that one, I can't really speak on it, but that one, I've been working on that for 3 years with them.
Wait, so you're a Marvel Spider-Man too?
Yeah. I can't speak too much on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, we gonna talk off camera, bro. I got some questions about that game. Because it's funny. It's funny that you brought that up.
Yeah.
The day I interviewed Yuri, who's the voice actor of Spider-Man himself, the day before, the trailer from Marvel Spider-Man came out. And
Right,
I
right.
asked him on camera, it's on YouTube, you guys can watch. I asked him, I said, am I the first person you've interviewed with since what was announced yesterday? He was
Right.
like, yes, good job, Alex. Too bad I can't talk about it. I
Yeah.
was just like, bro, there's so many things I want to ask you off camera because I'm like, yo, I like I said, and if anybody knows me, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. And when I interviewed him, I mean, we talked about his backstory, and then when we talked about Spider-Man, he had even said that he had been working on it since I think the heels of the pandemic. So I'm just
Mhm.
going to assume you were probably on that same schedule, which you can't talk about.
You know, it's funny too. They also like, so when they do these when they have these new video games, like these big ones like the Spider-Mans and all that,
Uh-huh.
they name them something else. Like they give them code names like I-9 or something like that. So I don't even know which ones are which, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't tell you if I wanted to, because
Right.
they give them these code names. I just know that I people talk and I find out,
Mm.
matter of fact, the director for my voice sessions, she told me that it was really for, well, they had you have to know once because you're interacting with Spider-Man. You're doing the stuff. You're saying, you'll never get away with the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And you see that the Spider, he threw the electric. You know what I'm saying? You're doing
Mm.
so it's for that, but you
Right,
don't know
right.
which project it is because they like I said, they give it these code names. Yeah, we need you to come in this Thursday to record some more do some more voicing for I-9 project. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know,
Yeah.
you don't know what it is. You just know it is Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy because wow, this is the second actor I got to interview who's part of that project who cannot tell me anything about,
Yeah, I
because
couldn't tell you even if I wanted to. I can't. The way they mask it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
They're very super secretive with this stuff, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yo, I'm looking forward to Marvel Spider-Man 2. Yo, and again, I can't wait to play the game. But the fact that you were on that game was pretty dope. But another thing I wanted to ask you was actually another thing that kind of turned me on to Choice and his acting and filmmaking ability. So I'll never forget on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I think Choice, in a sense, kind of went viral to
Mm-hmm.
a certain
Mm-hmm.
extent because he had put out a trailer for Black Lightning's Tobias Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
And I never forget it. Maybe about a few months later, it was almost about maybe 5 or 6 months later, CW announces a Black Lightning TV show. Now
Uh-huh.
I don't know Choice. I don't know Choice at that point, but I remember when his fan film came out, it was divided into parts, part
Mm-hmm.
1 and part 2. I do
Mm-hmm.
remember that. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking that his fan film did so well that CW picked it up and
Right.
want to use him and everybody.
That would have been awesome. But
Oh
yeah.
my God, that would have been crazy, right?
Yeah.
But
It
I
was better
remember
than the TV show for me.
I and I've said that the Choice
Yeah.
multiple. And again, that's nothing against the TV show because I know some
No,
of
not at
the
all. Not
actors,
at all.
but I will say the way he incorporated Tobias, Static, and then the different Lady Shiva, all of you guys came together and put an amazing project. And I wanted to ask you because actually, and I told Choice this, one of my favorite scenes is actually that dialogue he has between him and Daphne. I was like, oh, for a second there, I thought they were married for real.
I watched that interview just today. I was on the cardio watching that interview with you and Daphne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, for a second there, I thought y'all was like actually married because the way I was like, whoa, y'all are way too
Right.
comfortable. But
Right.
anyway, I wanted to ask because you are in that movie. What was
Yeah.
it like shooting that movie? I mean, I remember when I interviewed James, he said, the editing process was a lot for him and Choice, but
Yeah.
making that movie was so much fun because y'all all played upon one another. So what was it like being on set and working with Choice with the movie that essentially went viral to an extent?
Well, it for me was so there it was bittersweet for me. I'm gonna give you a fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to play the Inferno role.
Holocaust?
I mean Holocaust, yeah,
Yeah,
Holocaust,
yeah.
not Inferno. I was supposed to play Holocaust
Mm-hmm.
originally, and I ended up getting my arm broken around the time we were going to do it. So that's when they went with Austin, but they couldn't have found a better person to go and do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I pulled Austin to the side. I said, "Man, you better kill this. This is my role. You know that, right? You bet kill this, man." So yeah,
Right.
but
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't have found a better person to come in behind me and do it, man. And
Mm-hmm.
it actually, like I said, everything is what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And but Choice, man, Choice got so much love for me. I mean, he found a part to put me in. He just made
Mm-hmm.
a part. I'm the busted up criminal dude with the freaking cast on. That's why I had a cast on in it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Wow.
yeah, it was an experience of its own because I got a chance to really, this was one of the first times I got a chance to sit back and just watch Choice do his thing without being involved majorly in the project. You know what I'm saying? And plus I didn't have all the pressure of producing everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Financially and otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Because after we did a couple of those where I was like, yeah, I can't produce nothing else without a budget, man. I'm still recovering financially from that, but I will never take it back. Like what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely because the experience and everything, it's it made me a better artist and a better understand the better business sense. So like when I do get in the position to do that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that I'll be ready. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this won't be my first rodeo, so to speak. But
Mm-hmm.
to see everybody come together how they did and pitch in and carry the weight. You know what I'm saying? It was everybody just helped carry the weight in that, man. Everybody came together and really, really really provided what they could to it. And I just saw the love and appreciation that I always felt Choice should get because of how many lives he made an impact on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm always looking, me personally, I'm always looking for opportunities. Like when I book, like I'm not out here booking for myself anymore. I'm booking because I have people like Choice. I have
Mm-hmm.
people like my representatives, A-list talent,
Mm-hmm.
and Pinnacle AEFH, Danita over at Pinnacle AEFH,
Mm-hmm.
that have believed in me from day one and been pushing and pushing with me, uh, pushing through dark times for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've experienced so many damn dark times in this thing, man. And you know, nobody they didn't give up on me. No one gave up on me when I was questioning myself. Like, man, I can't tell you how many times I didn't quit this game in my mind. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
done with it. Like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, get
Yeah,
it. They
yeah.
don't want it. They ain't gotta have it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Right, right.
But that's just venting. I never like
Mm-hmm.
I there's nothing else for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if this is how it ends, like if this is where my life ends at this moment, I am proud to have accomplished what I have accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud to have experienced what I've experienced. I can stand on my square and be like, yo, I did it, and I did it in a way where I did things in a way that I can look myself in the mirror and be proud of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any regrets. You know what I'm saying? No regrets, no no one controls what I do, how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a man's man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and I believe that I have done my best to present what a Black male should be, you know.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah.
And how a Black male should carry it in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
That you can make progress in here and do big things, and do it while keeping your integrity. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't need to be. I've always said I don't need to be the most wealthy person in the world. If God has that in the books for me, awesome. I've received it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But hey man, I can go with making 10, 20,000 a month, 30,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? That
Mm-hmm.
to me is dope. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when I say 20, that's light, because I'm gonna give you some game. When you entry level, when you get a series role, when you're entry level, that's your first one.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna make no less than 20 to 30,000 a week. So
Is that a series regular? Or is that
series regular on
wow?
a prime time network. So
Uh-huh.
you're not going to make any less than 20 to 30,000 a week. So when I say 30,000 a month, people might think, "Wow, that's you go in when you book for your first series regular, you're making no less than 30,000 a week." Then because that's 30,000 an episode.
Right,
So
right.
what I'm saying is, look, 30,000 a month, because I already know 30,000 a week is attainable.
Yeah.
I'm always one booking away. And see, my thing is, I can live with that type of right there. That hey man, I'm doing with way significantly less now.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that I know what the things that I've gone through in my life, getting the money, losing it, and understand why I lost it. Now I know what to do with it, because I've seen and experienced, and I saw other people how they did it, and I'm like, I was always just behind the curve of what could have put me ahead, business wise, right? I didn't come from a family that could tell me business wise what to do with my money. You know what I'm saying? So, but because of the people I've met, because of the self-education, you know what I'm saying? Because of the things that I've the losses that I've incurred, See, my upbringing, my dad always made me feel like failure was the worst thing that can happen to you. And I always got the worst reprimands for failing. But I always I was a slow bloomer because I always was afraid to fail. I was like, well, if I'm gonna fail, I don't even want to do it. But I started realizing that's not me who I am. That was who I was beaten into.
Yeah.
But I started coming into myself as I got up in age, and I started seeing that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And again, choice. He enlightened me on a lot of stuff, and other people that I met, and I learned that, you know what? You're not going to get anywhere in life if you're not failing. Because if you're not failing, that means you're not trying anything new. If you're not trying anything new, that means you're not working towards anything new than what you already are doing. So yes, fail, but fail forward. Meaning, okay, I took a hit. I'm gonna keep going. I learned from it and apply that learned knowledge to the next thing. So that's what I'm doing from here on. That's what I've been learning to do. So I wish I would have understood this sooner, but hey, again, everything is in its own time. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm so ready. I'm just anxious, like more than anything. I'm anxious to sorry about that. I'm moving something out the way. But I'm
you're
just
fine.
anxious. I'm anxious to book that major thing. Because my thing is this industry is my affords me the opportunities to be able to get the capital that I need to make the business moves that I need, you know, to become an owner. Like now I have an ownership mentality. You see what I'm saying? I want to own my own content. You want to own my own network. And so when I'm going out for roles and stuff, I have a plan, a vision. You know, I don't mind helping this person build this empire while I'm stacking for mine. You know what I'm saying? And I always have at the forefront of my mind, when I book this, I'm pulling Choice in. When I book this, I'm pulling Daphne. When I book this, I'm pulling Vanessa in. But you see, I used to think we can all eat together, but experience told me that not everybody is worthy of that kind of love and that kind of inclusiveness. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't regard you that way. I put so many people on and in position to make to get into great positions, and I don't ask anything in return, but I've gotten people just treat me weird afterwards, like I did something to them. Like, bro, I only put you in position to win. What's that about? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not gonna name no names, but it is what it is.
Right.
So I just had to learn. Okay, yo, this is how people are. This is how some people are. So I'll give that energy to the people that are in my corner, that you know that respect me, that respect and appreciate me, right? And that know how to be mutual with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is now I'm it's not just for me anymore. So it's for a bigger cause. It's to put everyone in a position to win that has been pushing me, that's been helping me and keeping me going. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you see what I'm saying? So I can't quit.
Right.
There is no quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There is no quit. There is no, I'm going because there's too much riding on this for everyone. You see what I'm saying? Too many people work too hard to get me where I'm at. So there is no quitting. It's only going forward.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny, like, as you were talking, it's funny, like, how our lives are similar. Like, that's how my mind shit was as well. Failing, I thought that was like that could be the worst thing. And I felt like I was receiving the worst of that. But like as I got older, started coming into my own, I'm like, okay, I will never know. Like, I used to be afraid of this YouTube stuff.
Right.
But I had to fail in order for me to figure it out, to get to where I am now. And even in acting or just working behind the camera or working on special effects, I had to fail in order for me to figure it out. And it's funny that you say that, because you know, I'm sure as an actor, being on different types of sets, meeting different type of people, you know, there's always that saying in Hollywood, oh, we'll call you when we got something, and then they'll never call.
Right.
But even though you'll call them and say, hey man, I got this project, you know, it's paying this, you know, I can put you in there. And then if you pop off, you would, again, it's like you say, you're not asking for nothing.
Right.
But don't treat me as though like you ain't never
like I
met
did
a brother.
you know
what I'm saying? Like that's just crazy. But you know, one thing I learned is that, especially with God, is that when people, even when you do for people and they look at you a different way, God sees that, and he's going to bless you abundantly. So I look forward to all the things that you're going to do. And funny, during the pandemic, because we were talking about the pandemic a little bit, there was a show that I binge watched. It was called LA Finest. I did not know it was a spinoff of Bad Boys. This came out before Bad Boys 3, actually. You
I
were
didn't
in
know
the
if it was a
show.
spinoff. I didn't know it was a spinoff from Bad Boys. That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a spinoff from Bad Boy. So
Yeah.
you were in the show. And my question is, bro, like Gabrielle Union has always been my crush. Like that was
Yeah.
that girl.
Yeah.
What was it like being on set with her and also being on set with Angelina Jolie? I mean, oh no, not Angelina Jolie. I'm
No,
sorry.
Jane, it wasn't it. It was Jane Ali
Yeah,
Ortiz, right?
yes.
Well, see, I didn't work directly with them on that set. I worked with Jane Ali Ortiz on Rosewood. She was on Rosewood too.
Right.
I worked with her on Rosewood. She was a sweetheart. She was awesome, man. I was falling in love as we were talking. I was like, man, you got a man.
Right.
You just like so sweet, man. And there was no pretentiousness in her. You know what I'm saying? None of that. When I worked with her. I wish I could tell you how it was to work with Gabrielle Union. I didn't get it. I wasn't in a scene with her. So in there, I was like, it was a very short scene. Like it was a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
But it was still a good experience. You know why it was a good experience? Because I got to see firsthand what my training kept me from happening to me. So let me give you this horror story that happened on set. So this woman was directing the scene, and beautiful Black woman, but very, very, you could tell she was very terse, very straight to the, you know what I'm saying? I always find a way to kind of break through the wall, you know what I'm saying, and be cool. It was good. But we were shooting that scene that I was in, and the guy, I don't know if you remember in that scene, there was that guy that was supposed to be going through that conflict. You could tell he had gotten the whooping put on him real bad.
Yeah.
And so he was supposed to be exhibiting all of that, all those emotions in that scene, and he couldn't do it, bro. Like he just couldn't. He was in his head too much, and the director was cutting him up, man. I understood, because I was like, damn. I'm like, man, we're doing like 20 takes of this one little scene, like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? But because of the amount of vulnerability that it took, he was just in his head, man. And I wanted so badly to go over there and just help him get there. But you learn, you really don't want to go directing other actors, or you know what I'm saying? You don't want to interfere with the process between the director and the actor. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm doing a scene with another actor, if they're not giving what they're supposed to do, I'm gonna either bring it out of them through my performance. So if they'll have to rise to the occasion, right? Or they're gonna fall flat, and they're just gonna keep getting it handed to them by the director until because I'm not gonna douse down my performance for the person.
Right.
Try to give you everything you need to do to go. See, what I'll do is I'll make a rapport with them before the scene. See, that's what usually most of my scenes go well when I'm performing, because I learned through at the workshop. There's this is why it's important, man, to get your training in, because you come into situations in training that prepare you for stuff on set. And this is another reason why breaking through acting workshop was so crucial, because unlike other workshops where they would have different tiers of classes, like different levels, like beginner level, intermediate, master class, advanced class, and master class. That's not how it really is on set. You working with people who have different levels of training. You might somebody that this their first day, this their first time ever shooting. They don't have no training. You know what I'm saying? They may be coming in from being a musician, or artist, or something, or they're the director's, nephew, something like that. So, and you gotta work with this person, and they don't know what's going on.
Right.
you as a leading male or a leading female, you got to know how to take that person under your wing before you even get to the performance. I always like to get to learn who I'm working with, so I can see, you know, psychologically where they're at. Like, you know, is this person does it, you know, how they feel? They feel confident, you know what I'm saying? Or do they look like they need a little help, you know what I'm saying? And so once I make my assessment, man, if I see somebody, you know, they're feeling, if I can see they're in their head and they're not feeling sure, you know, I sit with them and I'm like, hey man, you mind reading with me real quick? You know what I'm saying? I don't tell them, hey, you want me to help you out? I'm like, hey man, you mind bouncing some you know, some dialogue with me? And so we get doing the dialogue. I'll be like, hey, what you think this scene is about? And so they'll be like, yeah, you know what? This scene, this scene looks like it's about power, right? So you know what? So let's run this scene as if we're both fighting for power. We want to see, you know what I'm saying? How would you fight for power? You know, and they'll be like, well, you know, I guess, you know, I would be, you know, aggressive or I might be deceptive, whatever. Yeah, you know, yeah. So I'm just like, I'm just getting their wheels turned. I'm like, hey, let's try that real quick. Boom. And then, you know, but before you know, we over there laughing and it's ready to go. You're like, hey man, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? So I you know, Choice taught me all of that, you know, being able to build a rapport with your scene partner. Like there was this movie, this straight to DVD movie that I did called Do You Know Where Your Man Is?
Yeah.
You know it's a straight to DVD film where the longer the title, the more straight to DVD it is. Like, you know, and I remember it was shot really bad, like, you know what I'm saying? But we had some good scenes in there. But my the guy that I was doing the scene with, like that I was in most of the scene with, like that I was like his, you know, I'm kind of like I'm supporting, but I'm like the comedic relief to his you know, wry type of sense of humor. Like he's the straight, playing it straight, and I'm more the, you know, the guy that's like, come on man, you know, I'm the bad influence and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So he was in his head a lot for this stuff, so I would you know, shake it up a bit, and like I'd be making him laugh during the scene, you know what I'm saying? So he wasn't in his head so much because he was so, you know, it was just like, you know, it's like pulling teeth. So I was like, nah, we ain't gonna do this, baby. So so I would do stuff just to make the scene flow better. You know, I take that weight off of him, like where he ain't got to do too much because I'm doing everything. All you got to do is respond to my shenanigans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, it makes, you know, so and I'm always making sure that to do what I need to do to make the scene better, make the project better. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's all from Choice. He showed me how to be a generous scene partner. You know, it's all about being generous as you can be.
Yeah, I mean, and I see I see that in the things that you that you're in, that the actors, the scenes that you do with other actors, you guys play upon each other so well. Like it's all flow when you're watching something and you can zone out to the point where you don't believe that this is real. Like you believe that, I mean, you believe that this is real enough to be like, whoa, like what am I watching? Like, right. I mean, and I felt that way when I was watching Rosewood. Not even that, just especially in the first time I saw it was in Brotherly Love, that scene where Choice asks you, is this your blood, or whose blood is this?
Oh, right.
Oh my God. Like, I didn't know what was, but that's why I said in the beginning of this interview, like, if he would have hit you, I'd have been like, what's gonna happen? Because y'all are like the same size. And I don't know, you know, what's going, and I know like I know nothing like that would ever, you know, come to like to a point, but it's just, it was so refreshing to see you guys playing upon one another and see the acting build between you guys, because again, you guys, I feel as though you guys don't get your flowers enough like these other actors do, which that's why I highlight you guys all the time. And
thank you.
as I get old, as I get bigger, I keep highlighting you guys and
Thank you.
including you guys in different things. And there is one more question. I think it's about 6 minutes. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna send you one more invite because I
Yeah.
actually have another question I want to ask you. So
Hey,
2
I'm
more
here all
questions.
night, baby. You know what
Uh,
I'm saying? We
okay, and
kicking it. We kicking
you,
it.
we can. This is probably gonna be the most exclusive interview that I've ever
Yeah.
had with an actor. So definitely want to come back. We'll be right back after these messages.